friendship could be. My little pony. Until you all shared its magic with me. Big adventure, tons of fun. A beautiful heart, faithful and strong. Sharing kindness, it's an easy feat. And magic makes it all complete. You have mine. Did you know you're all my very best friends? This is your singing telegram. I hope it finds you well.
You gotta hand it to Pinkie. She creates a singing telegram for each of her friends, and despite the song being the same, each one involves a different costume and dance. It's the confetti cannons that get me for some reason. But seriously, that is a crazy amount of dedication.
So please, oh please, RSVP and come and be our guest. Next time I think I'll just pass out written invitations.
So those telegrams were invitations to this party. Damn, Applejack. So Pinkie's party is a little unusual. Sure, there's bobbing for apples, but there are other things in there too. Why is that so funny? I could watch that all day. That's kind of terrifying, though.
This punch is simply divine.
Basically, Gummy Gator gets into everything. Notice how Pinkie's expression doesn't change, how creepy that is, and how concerned Rarity looks.
Having fun? A blast. You always throw the best parties, Pinkie Pie.
She also knocks everyone off the dance floor. Looks like everyone is having fun, but still, this party isn't exactly going off without a hitch, despite Pinkie Pie not noticing.
Go, Gummy! It's a birthday!
I wonder if Gummy is really dancing or if he's just totally unaware of what's going on and this is just kind of the default movement he does when he's bored. That's kind of Gummy in a nutshell. You never know what he's thinking. At the end, Pinkie tries to talk them into staying longer, but they need to go.
Great party, though. We should do this again soon.
You really need to watch what you say to Pinkie Pie. She takes things far too literally. So, the very next day, Pinkie Pie plans to have another party and invites everyone.
You said we should have another party soon, and it's soon!
You're invited to Gummy's after-birthday party.
She should have really come up with a better title. I keep hearing Afterbirth.
This afternoon? As in, this afternoon?
Yes, indeedy!
But in any case, Twilight can't make it.
I've really got to hit the books.
I understand. Your studies come first. And Twilight, you shouldn't hit the books. You should really just read them.
Like I said, too literal.
This afternoon? As in this afternoon?
That's funny. That's just what Twilight said. And the answer is yes, it's this afternoon.
Applejack can't make it either.
Pick apples. Yep, apples. Because that's what we do. We, pick them.
All she really had to say was, I have a lot of work to do today. But Applejack is a bad liar. Why? Because she's the element of honesty. Kind of a neat detail when you think about it.
The party is this afternoon? As in, this afternoon.
I love that running gag. It's so Seinfeldian. But anyway, Rarity can't make it either.
I have to wash my hair.
Don't be silly. Your hair doesn't look dirty.
It doesn't?
Nope.
Wow, Rarity, now that's dedication.
See? Dirty. I have to go.
This afternoon? As in... Yes! As in this afternoon.
Really, everyone is a bad liar. They don't have Applejack's excuse, though. I love how Rainbow Dash literally draws a watch on her arm with a pencil while Pinkie is right there.
Yeah, I don't think you know him.
That's strange. I know just about every pony around here. He's a bear.
Also, Fluttershy winks with the wrong eye.
Well, he's,
At the beach. He loves to play beach volleyball.
Play beach
Collect
volleyball.
seashells.
Collect
Play
volleyball.
seashells.
Collect volleyball and play seashells. Sure. So now Pinkie Pie is beginning to think something's up.
Sure, Rainbow Dash and Fluttershy had to house sit for that vacationing bear, but what are the chances all my other friends would have plans this afternoon, too?
She buys the bear story, though. It's those others that sound fishy. Twilight is looking suspicious, so Pinkie keeps an eye on her.
I don't want her to know anything about this.
How do you not see that, Twilight?
But we're friends. What wouldn't Twilight want me to know anything about?
Anyway, it seems that Twilight is making some kind of plans that she doesn't want Pinkie Pie to know about.
Hey, what's with the tin can?
That was a very Tom and Jerry-like gag. Anyway, Twilight leaves and Pinkie follows her, while wearing a disguise.
I'd hate for her to ruin everything.
The mystery box is transferred to Rarity. This is the only instance I can think of where Rarity has a prehensile tail. By the way, I'm pretty sure Gummy sneezing right there is a stealth pun, like he has hay fever. Pinkie Pie just keeps upgrading the disguise. Now she's in a hay bale that's wearing its own costume. Meanwhile, the mystery box is transferred to Fluttershy.
I'm just glad I was able to come up with an excuse for why I couldn't be there.
So apparently they're planning their own party without Pinkie. Ouch.
I thought every pony loved my parties.
Hi, Pinkie Pie.
That was amazing.
Where are you going?
Cue a chase scene similar to the one in Griffin the Brush-Off. Didn't you learn anything from that, Dash? There is no escape from Pinkie Pie, just accept your fate. I love how Pinkie Pie knocks with her face.
You can't come in here.
Rainbow Dash just went in there.
Oh, well, she was just bringing in some supplies. Yep, supplies for the renovation.
You heard her? Construction!
Very convincing, guys. If you listen really closely, you can hear drill drill and safety gear. Ouch. To be fair, Pinkie is indestructible.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
So much awkward.
Okie dokie Loki.
Wow, Pinkie Pie has a stare that rivals even Fluttershy's.
Well, I'm gonna know about it. I'm gonna know about it big time. And I know just who's gonna tell me all about it. Tell me all about it big time!
So Pinkie decides to interrogate Spike using jewels and a lamp.
All you have to do is talk.
Okay, beautiful weather we're having, eh?
Spike is also very literal.
Talk about our friends.
Oh, okay. Let's see. There's Twilight Sparkle. She's a unicorn.
Seriously, you're gonna have to be more direct, Pinkie.
I want you to confess!
Confess?
Confess!
And sometimes, when no one's around, I do this. Looking good, Spike. Looking real good.
It was all worth it just for that.
No, 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 no!
I think poor Spike just pissed himself.
Tell me that
So did
my
I.
friends are lying to me and avoiding me because they don't like my parties and they don't want to be my friends anymore!
Your friends are all lying to you and avoiding you because they don't like your parties and they don't want to be your friends anymore.
I knew it!
Oh boy, the hair's gone straight now. Poor dumb Spike has no idea what he did.
Thank you all so much for coming.
Pinkie Pie is just completely unhinged now.
But I have some more punch.
Well, of course you can have some more punch, Mr. Turnip.
Pinkie Pie is going home with all of the Best Face awards. By the way, when I first saw this scene, I immediately thought of the infamous Tea Party scene from season 1 of South Park. Of course, the major difference is that Pinkie Pie is acting this way because she's just snapped, where Cartman had apparently been doing it all along.
I'm so glad, Sir Lancelot.
Another face. Listen to the music here, it's really unsettling.
I'm just glad none of them ponies showed up.
Wait for it.
They're not so bad.
Best face for the rest of the series. I'll just leave it here for a second and let it sink in. I love that the backgrounds are multicolored paint splatters. It's such a great metaphor for what's going on in Pinkie's head.
They don't deserve to be invited to my parties.
Face.
Not after the way they've been acting.
Also the eyes.
Well done.
Back to reality, somewhat. Dash shows up to take Pinkie Pie with her to Sweet Apple Acres.
No thanks. I'm spending time with my real friends. Isn't that right, Madame the Flower? Oui, that is correct, Madame.
Ironically, Gummy is the most normal thing in the room.
She ain't going nowhere, chump. Who you calling a chump, chump?
The insanity is contagious.
That's it. Party's over.
You captain, come with me.
No, I don't.
God, that looked painful.
Oh, you want to do this the hard way? We'll do this the hard way.
Never say die, Dashie. So eventually she gets Pinkie Pie back to the barn.
Surprise!
Awkward.
I really thought she'd be more excited. Excited? Excited? You decided to kick me out of the group and throw a great big party to celebrate a farewell to Pinkie Pie party.
Wow, that's a bit of a stretch. So it turns out that they were planning a surprise party for Pinkie Pie all along.
Oh, how could I have forgotten my own birthday?
Thanks, Celestia. Now she won't kill us.
How could I have ever doubted you?
It's okay, Pinkie Pie. It could have happened to any of us.
No, it really couldn't. Not like it did here, anyway.
Let's party.
Oh my god, the pony chain is so cute it nearly kills me. And so ends Party of One.
Let's have a party for Gummy.
Oh, this episode. Where do I even start? Well, first I'll mention that this clip kind of had a hoof in getting me into the show. It really went viral, and it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of people eventually became bronies because of it. I didn't immediately start watching the show, but it had me thinking that maybe this new My Little Pony show wasn't that bad. At the very least, it didn't look like your typical white bread little girl show. Anyway, like I mentioned in Cutie Mark Chronicles, it's interesting that Pinkie Pie had straight hair throughout her childhood, because this episode seems to reveal that that's something that only seems to happen when she is hopelessly depressed, which makes it seem like she had a pretty unhappy childhood. Although despite what some of the fan fiction says, I don't think Pinkie Pie was abused or mistreated by her parents. I think she just wasn't suited for that rock farm, and maybe they just didn't notice how unhappy she was. The party scene makes it pretty clear that they just really didn't know how to have fun and barely seemed to even know what a party was. But they did learn, and presumably things got better after that. Back to this episode, it does a great job of setting up at least a possible implication that Pinkie's friends are maybe a little put off by her. Even in the beginning of this episode, Pinkie comes across as creepy and maybe even clingy. Not to mention that some things go badly at that party and she doesn't seem to notice. Now, of course, that was going to be a red herring, but they still did a good job with it. When I first saw this, I thought it would turn out that they just weren't in the mood for another party the very next day, and that the moral would be along the lines of, you don't need to throw parties all the time. And then it was revealed that they were obviously throwing their own party, so of course it was going to be a surprise party for Pinkie because they wouldn't just ditch her. But yeah, despite the fact that the stuff surrounding it is still pretty fluffy and harmless, Pinkie Pie's breakdown is played out in such a way that is surprisingly dark. This is basically the third installment of what I call the Ponies Freaking Out series, and is possibly tied with Lesson 0 as being the most disturbing. And welcome to the episode that launched 1,000 fanfics and solidified Pinkie Pie in a lot of fans' minds as the resident psycho. I actually have a lot to say about that, but I'm going to make a separate video about it. I think that's about all I have to say about Party of One. It's a fan favorite, and for good reason. Next up is the season finale, the best night ever. See you then.
I'm just glad I haven't been replaced by a bucket of turnips.
Huh?
You don't want to know.